Okay, in this video, we're going to talk specifically about decimal division. The first thing I want to review is the parts of a division problem and the vocabulary that we use for that. So in a division box, we put the dividend on the inside. We divide by the divisor, and our answer is called the quotient. Also, when we read a division problem, we always say the dividend first. The number that we say first goes inside the box. So if we were to read it out loud, we would say the dividend divided by the divisor equals the quotient. Now, there's one more way that we can write a division problem, and that's as if it were a fraction. So we could also write the dividend divided by the divisor equals the quotient. Okay, now that we have that vocabulary down, we can go ahead and start talking about a couple actual division problems. The first two that we're going to do are going to be a decimal number divided by a whole number. In this case, the first thing we're going to do is look at the dividend in the division box, and wherever the decimal is, we're going to move it straight up into the quotient. Now, if you at all have messy handwriting, I would strongly encourage you to use graph paper or to write on lined paper and turn your paper sideways so that you can keep everything in columns and keep everything lined up. So in this problem now, 25, will 25 go into 5? No. So I'm going to put a 0 up there. Will 25 go into 50? Yes. Twice. 2 times 25 is 50. I subtract and get 0. I bring down my 2. Will 25 go into 2? No. I have to make sure I put that 0 up top so I don't lose track of my place value. Bring down the 5. Will 25 go into 25? Yes. 1 time. 1 times 25 is 25. And I have solved the problem. My quotient is 0 and 201 thousandths. Okay. The next problem we're going to do, 67.5 or 67 5/10 divided by 9. Again, my first step is going to be to move the decimal straight up into the quotient. 9 will go into 67 7 times. 7 times 9 is 63. Subtract 7 minus 3 is 4. Bring down my 5. 9 will go into 45 5 times. 5 times 9 is 45 and 0. And that problem is done. My answer is 7 5/10. Okay. Then we're going to do 2 more problems down here at the bottom. And on these problems, we're dividing a decimal number by another decimal number. We cannot leave a decimal number in the divisor. So the first step is, what do I have to do to move the decimal to make this a whole number? I move the decimal 1 place to the right. And so whatever I do on the outside, I also have to do on the inside. I'm going to move my decimal 1 place to the right. Now I move it straight up. So I'm going to move it to the right and then straight up. Now, how many times will 7 go into 4? 0. How many times will 7 go into 49? 7. 7 times 7 is 49. That problem is done. My answer is 7/10. Okay, and the last problem we're going to look at today, I'm going to do 8 4/10 divided by 6/100. The dividend is 8.4 and the divisor is 6/100 or 0.06. The first step is to move the decimal in the divisor. 1, 2 steps to make it a whole number. Now I have to move this decimal place 2 places, fill in that empty place with a 0, move my decimal up top. 6 will go into 8 1 time. 6 will go into 24 4 times. Subtract, that becomes 0, but I still have this place here. How many times will 6 go into 0? 0 times. So my answer is 140.